by the presenters and guests of Radio Al Ansar are not necessarily the views and opinions of Radio Al Ansar and the Al Ansar Foundation.
It's Ria Mahomed here, hosting the Next Gen show on Radio Al Ansar, with each new episode premiering every Thursday from 2 to 3 p.m. My audience is invited to partake in this enriching journey, expecting a blend of insight, humor, mental health, trends, and relevance that is offered, guarantees a listening experience that is both enlightening and enjoyable, promising a journey not to be missed. Ria Mahomed from Next Gen.
Radio Al Ansar, 90.4 FM, Peter Marisburg, 105.6 FM.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It is your host Ria Mahomed on Next Gen right here at Radio Al Ansar. From exploring current trends to delving into pressing issues like social justice and mental health, this show fearlessly tackles the pivotal subjects that resonate deeply within our generation. My mission is to embody authenticity, relatability, and humor, ensuring that even the most challenging discussions become accessible and engaging, creating a space where listeners can feel understood and entertained simultaneously. Now, today we are going to discuss the moments that shape us: judgment, change, and the weight of modern life. Now, let's ask ourselves this question, okay? Do we judge people too quickly? Now, let's explore social media snap judgments versus real life impressions. Now, firstly, why we are wired for snap judgments. Now, humans are hand-wired to make fast assessments. It's an evolutionary survival trait thousands of years ago. Quick decisions about whether a person was a friend or foe could mean the difference between safety and danger. And then in real life, we use body language like tone of voice, eye contact, and micro expressions to make these calls. And on social media, all those cues are stripped away, leaving us to base our judgment on a single photo, a single caption, or a single short clip, which is like reading one line of a book and then thinking you know the whole story. And then the amplifier effect of social media. Let's dig into this. Now, on platforms like Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, X, people curate what they want us to see. Like a perfectly lit selfie that might make someone look confident and glamorous, when in reality they could be deeply insecure. Another one is a single sarcastic tweet could make someone look cold and arrogant, but when they meet you in person, they are warm and shy. So social media acts as an amplifier. Whatever impression we get, good or bad, it becomes louder and faster than it would in real life setting. Now, here's the problem with first impressions online. In real life, first impressions can evolve over hours or days, and you meet someone at work, okay? You see them again and you gradually learn about them. And online, you might see a stranger's post for 3 seconds and instantly label them. The like and comment culture pushes us to react instantly without thinking. Algorithms reinforce the first judgment by showing us more of what confirms our bias, creating an echo chamber. Now, the highlight reel illusion, let's go into this. Now, most people share their highlight reel, like their best outfits, their biggest achievements, their happiest moments. And this can make them seem untouchably perfect. Or, conversely, arrogant and unrelatable. But if you meet them in person, you'd also see their messy kitchen, their bad hair days, their stumbles and awkwardness, things that humanize them. Without these nuances, we fill in the gaps with assumptions. Now, cancel culture and the one post verdict. Social media has made it a normal to judge a person's entire character based on one post, one video, or one out of context quote. Now, this often leads to trial by public opinion without giving the person a chance to explain or grow. And then in real life, if a friend says something questionable, we often talk it through. Online, the instinct is to unfollow, block, or call it out instantly. Now, here is why real life impressions are different. When you meet someone in person, you get texture, like their laugh, their way they listen, their little pauses before they speak, how they treat a waiter or a stranger. Now, these moments give a fuller picture of who they truly are. So online impressions miss these dimensions entirely, making them fragile, one-dimensional, and prone to distortion. Now, the consequences of snap judgment. Let's get into this now. Quick online judgments can kill opportunities. For example, someone might not get hired because their social media vibe was misread. And another is end friendships before they begin, where people may avoid someone based on one misunderstood post. Another is damaged mental health by feeling constantly judged, and that makes people anxious about every photo, every word. And here's how to resist the urge to judge too quickly. So here I'm going to give you 4, okay? Number 1 is pause before reacting. So sit back, give yourself 24 hours before deciding how you feel about someone based on one single post. Number 2 is see context, like scroll back, watch more content, see what you saw was part of a bigger story. Number 3, meet offline if possible. If someone you'll interact with regularly, meet in real life to get the full picture. And number 4, check your bias. Ask yourself, am I reacting to them or to something in me that's being triggered? Now, when I was talking about do we judge through people's social media snap judgments versus real life impressions, now I'm going to give you some examples, okay? The influencer who wasn't stuck up. Lebo had seen her online, okay? Perfect makeup, flawless outfits, champagne glasses at rooftop bars. She followed her months, rolling her eyes, and the captions, just living my best life, thinking, yo, this one is definitely full of herself. And the next day, at a charity event, Lebo met her. No lashes, no filter, wearing a simple t-shirt and jeans. She was soft-spoken, warm, and spent most of the day handing out food parcels without once picking up her phone. And Lebo realized her judgment wasn't about who the woman was. It was about the version of her that Lebo had built in her head from curated squares on Instagram. Another one is the angry commenter. Jason posted a TikTok about rising grocery prices. In the comments, one woman wrote, "Stop complaining, some people have it worse." Jason muttered under his breath, "Wow, what a heartless person." And a few weeks later, he met her at a local market through mutual friends. She was kind, she was bubbly, and actually volunteered at a soup kitchen twice a week. When he mentioned her comment, she explained she'd meant it as encouragement to say, "grateful," but typed it badly. Jason learned the hard way that tone does not travel well through a screen. Sometimes we're not judging the next person, we're judging the limitations of text. Now let's talk about the ghosted collaboration. Nadia ran a small clothing brand and wanted to collaborate with her local photographer. She looked him up on Instagram. His feed was all moody, black and white, shots of abandoned buildings, and she thought, he's too dark for my bright, happy brand. So she never reached out. And months later, she saw his work featured in a major campaign. The colors were vibrant, playful, and exactly what she wanted. And turned out the black and white phase was just an experimental series from last winter. So her snap judgment had cost her golden opportunity. Now let's talk about the office newcomer. When Samir started his new job, the office WhatsApp group had buzzed with his LinkedIn profile link. Everyone saw his serious corporate headshot and neatly typed resume. People whispered, "He looks so intense, probably not the fun type." But in real life, he was the one cracking jokes in the break room, organizing lunch runs, and surprising the team with birthday cupcakes. It took just one afternoon to undo months of stiff, formal impressions of his online profile that he had created. And the snob in the coffee shop. Lungi spotted a girl at her regular coffee shop, always typing furiously on her laptop, barely looking up. She assumed the girl was unfriendly and wrapped up in herself. And one day, when Lungi's card payment failed, the girl quietly covered her bill with a smile, saying, "Don't worry, I've been there." And turns out she's a writer on a tight deadline, not a snob, just focused. And Lungi left that day thinking, maybe we judge strangers not because of who they are, but because of the story we tell ourselves about them. Now, I also wanted to talk about what we all struggle to do, well, a lot of us, is the art of saying no without guilt. Boundaries in friendships, family, and work. Now, I'll cover the psychology, like simple rules, concrete steps for friends, family, work, clients, and ways to handle the pushback and how to practice. Now, without saying no feels hard. So your brain is wired to avoid social pain. So saying no risks rejection, disappointment, or conflict. And our ancestors survived by staying in these groups. So rejection equals the real threat historically. And then, like within modern layers, social conditioning, like being polite, gendered messaging, don't be difficult, or cultural expectations like family first. And guilt gets baked in. And the psychology highlights like approval seeking. We want to be liked, so we say yes to keep connection. Then present bias, short term relief, like avoiding awkwardness, and that beats future cost, like burnout. Fear of loss. We think that saying no might cost an opportunity or relationship. And then duty scripts, like cultural or familial scripts, tell us what we should do. So the important reframe is guilt is not wrongdoing. That does not equal wrongdoing. Guilt is a feeling that alerts you to value conflict. You value kindness and self care. And it's a signal to reflect and not an automatic evidence that you're in the wrong. And then now here core principles of guilt-free no. It's like boundaries of kindness to you and others. They make relationships sustainable. No is an answer and not a negotiation starter unless you choose to negotiate. You can decline and still care, where your tone and clarity preserve relationships. Delay is an option, so let me check, and that is powerful. Follow through builds credibility. If you say no and stick to it, people learn to trust your boundaries. So the framework is decide before you answer. So like here's the mental checklist for decide. D, duty. Is this my obligation or someone else's? Energy, E. Do I have the emotional or physical capacity? C is cost. What will I lose? Time, money, or sleep? I is impact. Is this important to my values or long term goals? D. Do I actually want to do it? That's desire. And E, exit plan. If I say yes, can I set limits? Time or scope? If three or more answers lean no, then say no. And here are practical ways to say no. Techniques. And I'm going to give you a few short scripts, okay? So, number 1, the direct no. Firm and polite. Best when you don't need to negotiate, you say thanks for asking, but I can't. I won't be able to help with that. I'm sorry. Then the number 2, the empathetic no. Softens without weakening. Great for family and friends, okay? I wish I could, but I can't right now. I'm really sorry. I have to pass this time. There you have it. Number 3, the conditional no. Offer an alternative. So here, this is useful for staying helpful without overcommitting. I can do X, but I can't do X, but I can do Y. I'm not available then, but I can help on Tuesday morning instead. And then the delayed no. And that buys time. When you need space or information, you say, okay, let me check my calendar and I'll get back to you. Or I'm not sure, I can let you know this evening. And then the boundary statement. Clear and proactive. Use publicly or in bios. I don't do weekend calls. I can't host this year. Thank you for understanding. Then the broken record for persistent pushback, and repeat this for boundary calmly. I can't, I'm not available. Repeat as required. And then the pocket no. Nonverbal plus short. This is for face-to-face when you want to avoid an argument, okay? You can say, no thanks, smile, pause, and move on. Then another one, like you could say, is thank you. That sounds fun, but I'm going to pass. That's a quick decline. Then a soft decline is, I'd love to another time, but not this weekend. I need the downtime. And if they insist, you can say, I appreciate you thinking of me, but I really can't. Let's plan something later. And then family, cultural, or familial pressure. With warmth, you can say, I love you. I can't take that on though. I'll help in another way. I can suggest an alternative. And if they're guilt tripping you, you can say, I hear you. I've decided and I can't do this, but I need you to respect that. And then your work or boss upward management, boundary plus solution. Okay. I can take that on this week and maintain quality. I can finish X by Friday, or we can reassign Y. And then when asked for a scope creep, my current priorities are A and B. If we add C, I'll need to move A or B. Which do I deprioritize? And then with clients and customers, polite but contractual. I'm sorry, that's outside our agreed scope. I can provide Z at this rate if you'd like. For last minute requests, you can say, I can't do that turnaround without expedite fee, or I can reschedule it for next week. And then for volunteers and community, pressure to help, you can say, I support the cause, but I can't volunteer this time. I donated instead. Or suggest someone else. Romantic partners, I love our time together, but I need a quiet night in. Or I'm not comfortable with that. Can we find a compromise? And then, most of all, saying no to yourself. Self boundaries. You tell yourself, no, okay, I'm not going to check work emails after 8 p.m. You use a visual cue, like turn off your notifications, put your do not disturb, or put your phone away. And here's how to handle pushback and guilt tripping. Now, people may try to make you feel bad, bargain aggressively, or weaponize guilt. Respond with calm and structure. Like techniques, for example, acknowledge, press, plus restate boundary. So you can say, I hear you, I can't help with that. Use the broken record, so repeat your no without an extra explanation. Offer a tight alternative, and that's if you want to. You can say, I can't lead this, but I can review it once it's drafted. Name the manipulation. You can say, I feel like I'm guilted into this. I cannot agree. And you can use this cautiously if your relationship allows. Enforce consequence. You can say, if you keep pushing, I'll have to take a step back from planning this event. And then tone, body, and language and delivery. Words matter, but how you say them often matters more, okay? So use an even, calm tone to avoid apologetic fast talking. Own your posture. Uncross arms, relax shoulders, steady eye contact if face to face. Short pauses are powerful, so let silence do some work. Avoid over justifying. So one short reason is enough. Long explanations invite negotiation. So here are some, I guess, short copy and paste examples that you can speak to your friend. For like WhatsApp an example, you can say, thanks for thinking of me. I can't make this time, but have fun. Family group chat, thanks for the invite. I won't be attending, but please share photos. Work or email to decline a meeting. Thank you for the invite. I really appreciate it, but I'm unable to attend at that time. If we need my input, I can provide X by this date. And then a client scope decline. This request falls outside our current agreement. I can deliver it for an additional fee of an amount or schedule it for this date. Anyway, I will be back right after a short outbreak where we are going to discuss how to manage the guilt. Practical tools.
Taking back control of myself. You showed me a light to you when I was surrounded by dark. I can't live that again. I'm asking on being, please have mercy on me and take it easy on my heart. Wasn't always on the deed.
Tweet us at Al-Ansar Radio.
Sunnah a Day, proudly brought to you by Sunpick, 100% pure sunflower cooking oil. Sunpick, cook more with less.
मेरे नबी प्यारे नबी सुन्नत तेरी दुनिया भी
Sunnah a day. If you forget to recite Bismillahi wa ala barakatillah, then recite as soon as you remember Bismillahi awwalahu wa akhirahu. In the name of Allah at the beginning till the end.
Sunnah a Day, proudly brought to you by Sunpick, 100% pure sunflower cooking oil. Sunpick, cook more with less.
Imagine this. You're putting together a 7-color meal, from the creamy pasta to the glazed carrots and flavorful onion gravy. This entire meal is made with our 100% pure extra virgin olive oil from our La Familia range, bringing outstanding quality and taste to your kitchen. Shop La Familia 100% pure extra virgin olive oil at any leading supermarkets near you. La Familia, heart of the home.
Radio Al Ansar, Durban, South Africa.
This segment is brought to you by Kenfield Auto, your RMI approved service and repair specialist. 236 Brickfield Road, Overport. Kenfield Auto.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. ربنا أنزل علينا مائدة من السماء تكون لنا عيدا لأولنا وآخرنا وآية منك وارزقنا وأنت خير الرازقين.
Car won't start?
Kenfield Auto.
Noisy brakes?
Kenfield Auto.
Due for a service?
Kenfield Auto. Kenfield Auto, the answer to all your car problems. Your service and repair specialist for your VW, Audi, Suzuki, Toyota, or just about any vehicle. Kenfield Auto, your RMI and insurance approved workshop to handle them all. 236 Brickfield Road, Overport. Call us on 031 207 2399. Kenfield Auto.
Durban, it's time to lace up for the Breakfast Rush Family 5-kilometer fun run and walk, 11 October, 7 a.m. at the Blue Lagoon Lawns. Feel the rush as you race past the iconic Moses Mabhida Stadium and take in the ocean breeze along the Durban Promenade. Then the fun really begins. Scavenger hunts, kite building, burger eating contests, food trucks, prizes, and a 6-hour live broadcast from Radio Al Ansar. Bring a brand new toy to spread joy to children in hospital. And don't forget, register online.
Elevate your style with Al-Noor kurtas and fragrances from Potent Ice Perfumes, exclusively available at Al Ansar shop. Visit us at 207 West Road or call 031-208-1601. Experience the best in fashion and perfumery. Al Ansar shop where elegance meets fragrance.
You know what really gets under my skin? When my cake or icing just doesn't come out right. It's such a bummer. But I found this incredible margarine called Wooden Spoon, and it's been a total lifesaver for my baking adventures. It makes my icing turn out just perfect every time. When I whip up something with Wooden Spoon, I feel like a master baker. Seriously, my cakes have never looked better. The secret? Wooden Spoon margarine. It's like the magic ingredient for nailing those perfect bakes. And guess what? It's even endorsed by the South African Bakers Guild Association. Just another quality product from the Willowton Group.
AI is changing the way we teach and learn. Are you ready to keep up? Join us for a dynamic seminar on how educators can harness artificial intelligence effectively in the classroom. Al Ansar Hall, Overport, Saturday, 6 September from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Tickets 150 Rand, available at the Al Ansar shop.
اللهم إنك ترى ما نزل بنا في غزة من الأحوال يا ذا الجلال والعزة يا ذا الجبروت والعزة اللهم أعز أهل غزة اللهم فرج عن أهل غزة اللهم فرح أهل غزة اللهم انصر أهل غزة اللهم داو جريحهم اللهم اشف مريضهم اللهم اقبل شهيدهم اللهم ارحم ميتهم اللهم كفف جراحاتهم وبرد آلامهم اللهم واجعل لهم وللمسلمين فرجا قريبا يا الله اللهم فرج عنا وعن المسلمين في كل مكان اللهم انصر الإسلام وأعز المسلمين واخذل الشرك والمشركين ودمر أعداء الدين يا رب العالمين سبحانك سبحانك ترى الظالمين فتمهلهم حتى يظنوا أنك تهملهم وتبتلي الصالحين الصالحين في الدنيا حتى يستيئسوا فإن استيئسوا أتيتهم بنصرهم اللهم إنك تعلم أن جراحات المسلمين كثيرة وآلامهم كثيرة في كل مكان وفي كل زمان اللهم فانصرنا على أعدائنا يا الله اللهم فثبت أقدامنا يا الله.
Your station, my station, our station, Radio Al Ansar.
It's Ria Mahomed here, hosting the Next Gen show on Radio Al Ansar, with each new episode premiering every Thursday from 2 to 3 p.m. My audience is invited to partake in this enriching journey, expecting a blend of insight, humor, mental health, trends, and relevance that is offered, guarantees a listening experience that is both enlightening and enjoyable, promising a journey not to be missed. Ria Mahomed from Next Gen. Okay, beautiful souls, it is me, Ria Mahomed, back live on Next Gen. Now, we are going to be talking about how to manage the guilt, practical tools. Reframe the feeling, ask, is this guilt about being a bad person, or is guilt about disappointing someone? The first may need self-work, the second needs kindness and boundary. Then number 2, you can fact check your fear. List realistic outcomes if you say no, how many catastrophic versus manageable. Number 3, the compassionate audit. Imagine advising a friend in the same spot. What would you say to them? Usually a kinder tool than a voice in your head. Number 4, small experiments. Start with the low skates and nose to observe the world, and that doesn't end. Build evidence. Number 5, gratitude boundary exercise. So say no, then do the small kind act later, and you can be kind and firm. Number 6, cognitive reframing. Replace I'm selfish with I'm protecting my capacity so I can be fully present when I do help. And then when people react badly, repair and escalation. If a relationship stains, offer a short clarification by saying, I'm sorry you're hurt. I said no because X. I value you. Not long-winded justification. If they continue to punish you, reassess the relationship. Repeated boundary violations are a red flag. Remember that. And if it's the workplace retaliation, document requests and escalate appropriately. Then long-term maintenance, habits that protect your yes, like calendars, block personal time, and protect it like a meeting. Office hours, set windows for meetings and emails. Public boundaries, make recurring boundaries visible, like your bio, your email, auto-reply website, and delegate, hire help or redistribute tasks. Rituals, weekly planning to see true capacity before agreeing. And then cultural and family norms, how to balance and respect boundaries. Now, in family-focused cultures, saying no can be interpreted as selfish, and you could use these approaches. Number 1, preempt with value language by saying, I love helping. To sustain that, I need to rest on Sundays. Number 2 is offer symbolic contributions. You can say, like, if you can't cook the whole feast, bring dessert or help with the setup. Then enlist allies to get another family member to echo your boundary. You can respect plus firmness. Show you care while keeping limits. Teaching others to respect boundaries, like kids, team, communities. Then you can model your own boundary behavior to your kids, and that they can learn what you do. Then explain reasons simply to kids, like saying, I can't tonight because my body needs sleep. Tomorrow we will play. And for teams, set clear SOPs. Who owns what? Create handover documents so requests don't default to you. And then you can create a practice plan, your 14-day no challenge. Your micro build confidence. So like from day 1 to 3, say no to small tasks like candy, unhealthy food, second drinks, and notice feelings. Day 4 to 7, you can use the delayed no twice by saying, okay, let me check. From day 8 to 10, decline an invite with an alternative. Day 11, decline extra work and propose a timeline. Day 12 to 13, rehearse through a script in the mirror or with a friend. And day 14, reflect. What has changed? What felt easier? And then what you can do is practice with a friend or in studio. So you can have your friend ask you to host an event last minute and use the delay, then the conditional no. Your parent pressures you for money, use empathetic boundaries, an alternative. Your boss asks you for the same day deliverable, use the work negotiation script. So here are quick answers for common sticky situations. What if I actually want to say yes but feel guilty? Now, this is what you do. Differentiate desire versus obligation. If you want it, say yes fully and enjoy it. How do I say no to my boss? Use risk or impact framing. Explain what will slip if you take it on, and propose a solution. If I feel selfish after saying no, do a compassionate audit. Remind yourself of long-term cost of a constant yes. What if they stop liking me? Then they'll probably respect you more long-term. If not, then that's a relationship misalignment. Then saying no is not a moral failing, it's a muscle, okay? This art is simple. So be clear, be kind, and protect your capacity. Use a short, calm line. You don't owe anyone a long apology, and delay when you need to. Offer what you can, and remember, setting a boundary is not withdrawal of love. It's an act of making sure you have the energy to show up properly when it matters the most. Now, here is a microscript that you could use immediately. Like you can say, I can't this time, but thank you so much for asking. Or I'm booked that day, but I can offer an alternative. Let me check and I'll get back to you. Now, I'm going to give you a few storytelling examples saying no without guilt. The overbooked friend. Nina loved her friends, but every weekend invitations piled up. Brunch, movie night, shopping trips. She kept saying yes even when she was exhausted because she didn't want to disappoint anyone. So one Saturday she collapsed mid-movie with a migraine. And that's when she realized saying yes to everything wasn't helping anyone. Not her, not her friends. She started to politely decline some invites, and slowly she noticed her friends didn't vanish. They respected her more, and that's the time she did spend together became richer. So the lesson is saying no preserves energy and improves the quality of your friendships. And then the family obligation. When Aja's cousins asked her to cook the full Eid feast solo, she froze. Tradition was strong, saying no felt impossible, but she thought, if I do everything, I'll be too tired to enjoy it. So she spoke up, explaining she could cook the dessert and help with the prep, but the main dishes needed help from others. And surprisingly, the family agreed. The feast went on smoothly, and she felt proud to maintain her own limits when she's still contributing. So the lesson here is clear boundaries combined with alternative solutions can satisfy everyone. Then the work overload. Jabu's manager asked him to take on a new task and a new client project on top of his already full schedule. Normally, he would have said yes, fearing rejection or appearing unhelpful. This time he paused. Using the decide method, he assessed. Duty? No. Current workload? High impact on quality? Serious desire? Low. He politely declined, offering a colleague who had availability. The manager was surprised but grateful, and the quality stayed high on all projects. And the lesson from this is saying no strategically protects your professional reputation while maintaining collaboration. Now, the next one is the volunteer trap. Layla loved volunteering, but a new community group kept piling on extra tasks. She felt guilty declining. Until she realized her own family and work was suffering, she told the group, I can only take on one project per month. The response? Respect and understanding. She was still seen as committed, just more sustainably so. And the lesson for this is boundaries don't make you less committed. They make you more effective. And then another one is self-boundaries. Samia realized she kept over-texting and overextending herself because she couldn't say no to herself. Late night scrolling, extra coffee runs, endless overtime. She started practicing small notes like, okay, no, I won't check my emails after 8 p.m. Or no, I won't skip my workout. Within weeks, she noticed her energy, mood, and focus improved. And she no longer felt guilty about taking time for herself. And the lesson for this is saying no to yourself is the first step in a guilt-free self-care. Okay, now I wanted to talk about what instant gratification really means. Now, instant gratification is the desire to experience pleasure or fulfillment immediately rather than waiting for a delayed reward. Like, psychologically, it taps into our brain's dopamine system. Like, when we get something we want quickly, a notification, a purchase, a like, our brains reward us. Historically, humans were hardwired for delayed gratification, like food, safety, and shelter often required planning and patience. And that waiting was survival. Then the modern problem. Technology and social media have rewired the brain to expect more constant, immediate rewards, from streaming entire TV series to one quick shopping and social validation through likes and comments. Then the social media factor. Social media fuels impatience in multiple ways, like swipe culture. TikTok, Instagram, and X feed constantly makes boredom almost intolerable. Then comparison trap. Seeing others' curated successes instantly makes us implement with our own progress. Then feedback loops. Notifications create a cycle of small dopamine hits, reinforcing a need for instant pleasure. So, for example, a young entrepreneur posts a business idea online instead of waiting for months for growth and learning, and they obsess over immediate likes, shares, and comments, equating social validation with success. Then, consumerism and instant gratification. Modern consumer culture intensifies impatience, like e-commerce allows the same-day delivery and buy now, pay later systems. Streaming services bypass the patience once required to watch scheduled TV or go to cinemas. Fast food, instant downloads, online dating all encourage a want it now mentality. So now the consequence is patience feels unnecessary, and long-term effort seems less rewarding because quick options dominate our intention. Then we look at why patience still matters. Patience is critical for long-term success, like mental health and deep satisfaction, like skill mastery. Learning a craft or career skill takes consistent practice over time. Relationships, like meaningful connections, require time, understanding, and shared experiences. Then financial stability. Saving and investing requires delayed gratification. Mental resilience. Coping with setbacks strengthens character, which instant gratification often bypasses. And without patience, society risks shallow engagement, burnout, and impulsive decision making. Now, the psychology of instant gratification. Immediate pleasure versus long-term reward. Short-term satisfaction releases dopamine instantly. Long-term achievements release dopamine gradually but sustainably. Hyperstimulation. Constant notifications reduce our brain's tolerance for waiting. Even small delays feel frustrating. Then the paradox of choice. With so many options, decision fatigue grows and patience weakens further. Now, here are some real life examples of lost patience. Number one, education. Students abandoning long term study goals for shortcuts or cheat apps. Number two, relationships. Expecting partners to meet every need instantly. Quick breakups over the minor issues. Number three, career. Job hopping after a few months due to lack of immediate promotion or recognition. And then finance. Overspending and expecting instant wealth via crypto or lottery or get rich schemes. Now here's how instant gratification affects mental health. Now, stress and anxiety. Waiting feels unbearable even for some minor inconveniences. Reduced resilience. where difficulty coping with setbacks or delayed outcomes. Lower satisfaction. Pleasure from quick fixes is fleeting. Long-term happiness suffers. Impatience with others leads to snap judgments, poor teamwork, and friction in relationships. And here's how you can reclaim patience in daily life. Digital detoxes. Limit social media scrolling. Turn off notifications or batch tasks. Number 2, delayed reward exercises. Practice waiting for small things like savoring a treat, delaying purchases. Then number 3, mindfulness and meditation. Train the mind to enjoy the present moment without rushing. Number 4, goal setting. Break long-term goals into measurable steps and create small achievements. Number 5, reflect on value. Ask yourself, does immediate pleasure help or harm me in the long run? So, we all live in a world where anything we want is just a click away, but at what cost? Are we losing the ability to wait, to really savor life? Anyway, it is time to wrap up now. Before I wrap up, patience isn't old-fashioned, it's powerful. In a world of instant gratification, those who learn to wait, work, and nurture slowly often achieve deeper satisfaction, stronger relationships, and lasting success. So anyway, I will see you guys next week, Thursday, the 28th of August.